Hello, everybody. Welcome to Real Thoughts with Bob Benham. I am your host, Bob Benham, and it's time for another episode. And uh, God bless the United States of America. We have President Trump back in office, which is whew, a wonderful thing. We have a president again. Something we haven't had for the last 4 years, uh, which was, I don't know about you, but I was scared to death that something bad was going to happen to this country. And I was nervous that the Chinese were going to invade this country. I really was. Um, and I knew if that were to happen, um, we were in deep doo doo if that had happened. Um, there was an awful lot that just outright scared the hell out of me when Biden was in office. Um, Not that things are really that much better, excuse me, but at least we have a commander in chief that uh, is somebody that can make a decision and can go with it, and that's a good thing. It's not a cabal behind the scenes, uh, or an oligarchy behind the scenes making the decision to do whatever for the country. And we all know that when Biden was in the White House, it wasn't Biden making the decisions because he was totally incapable of making decisions because that man had dementia uh, so bad. Um, he just couldn't. He just couldn't do it. He wasn't capable of doing the job. And the I am so angry over the snow job that was pulled on us citizens. Um, and I know of the snow job because um, I know what dementia does. I know how it acts. I know the progression of it. And I know this from experience. My father had dementia. So they can't tell me he didn't have it. They can't, all that stuff. I mean, there's no way he should have held the office. It just, uh, I'm sorry. This whole thing that the Democrats pulled. I could never trust another Democrat ever, ever. And anybody that supported it, um, they're just as guilty. And any Democrat voter is just as guilty. Um, you know, I hear I'm hearing now of people that are, you know, it's funny because y- you have all these people that are already starting their crap um, about President Trump. The Democrats are already starting their resistance garbage, holding up his cabinet nominations, and you know, get over it. just get over it and get over yourselves. Um, this has got to stop. I mean, you are so petty and so stupid. Um, I don't. This whole garbage of the him supposedly harming this country is just absolutely the most idiotic crap I've ever heard in my entire life. Uh, and then you got that stupid supposed bishop of this Episcopal church, which I there is absolutely no way that that person should be a bishop of any type of Christian church because they definitely do not preach Christianity. Um, to sit there and talk about transgender children protect, there is no such thing as transgender children. No such thing. Okay, there is that is a completely made up term. There's no such thing. Does not exist. The only way there's a transgender child that exists is because the parents are forcing it on that child. That's why it exists. You have some idiotic, lame-brained idiot parent that is putting forcing that ideology onto that child for whatever dumb reason there is in that person's head. Now, there's it is amazing to me that anything has gotten to the point where we gotten to the point where we accept mental issues as being normal. These people are mentally ill. They need to be talking to psychiatrists, psychologists, and because this is this is not any kind of normal. And if any kind of mental health person says it is, they need their license revoked because this is not normal, period. There is no such thing as all these genders. There's no such male, female, period. That's it. Biology dictates that. That is science. That is fact. You cannot dispute that. They always say, follow the science. That's the science, people. 100% done. Been that way for centuries, for eons, since the beginning of time. Male, female, Adam and Eve. You don't see a whole bunch of genders of any other animals. They're male, female. Human beings, Male, female. Common sense says that. Science says that. You cannot take a male and turn him into a female. You cannot take a female and turn him into a male. Can't be done. Even surgically, you cannot have it cannot be done. It's insanity. Insanity. This is what happens when you close insane asylums. You allow the insane to run around on the streets, and then we normalize the insanity. This is just absolutely crazy. Crazy on a scale that's just off the charts. And the same thing here, this diversity, equity, and inclusion crap. Oh my God. Are you kidding me? People, all that does is create division. You hire somebody based on their merit, plain and simple. What's the person's qualifications? Can they qualify for the job? Do they have what it takes to do the job? If not, you don't get hired. If you do, you're hired. Does it matter what their skin color is? No. We all bleed red, and we all have the same opportunity as everyone else. It is what we do with that opportunity that separates us. Everyone has an equal opportunity. Everyone has an equal opportunity. I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth. I wasn't born with privilege. I worked for everything that I have. Everything. Nobody gave it to me. So why should I have to take whatever part of what I have and give it to somebody that didn't work for it when they had the same opportunity that I had? And you can't tell me that, uh, oh, well, blacks have it harder than, whites, and Asians have it harder than whites and blacks, and Hispanics have it harder than this and then. No, no, no. They all have the same equal opportunity as we do, as white people do. We're all in this together. We all go to the same schools and we get the same education. So it's all a matter of what we do with that. It's our own individual choices. When I get done with school, or do I go to school to get educated, or do I cut school and hang with my buddies and commit crimes? That's what it boils down to. Which way do you want to go with it? If I live in the hood, do I want to go to school, or do I want to hang out with my gangster buddies and break into people's houses and do whatever? Steal cars, carjack people, whatever. The ones that go to school make something of themselves. They end up getting out of the hood. The ones that don't end up in jail, murdered, drug dealers, whatever. The equal opportunity was there. I know. I worked those neighborhoods. I saw it firsthand. But I'll get lambasted for it because I'm white. I don't know the struggle. I know the struggle. I grew up in the inner city of Cleveland, Ohio. I didn't get handed anything. I worked my way out of the inner city of Cleveland, Ohio. My parents helped me get out of there too. They helped me get a Catholic education, and I took it upon myself because my father had been laid off from work because he worked in the auto industry in the early 80s when everything collapsed. And he was laid off for, I think it was like 2.5 years, almost 3 years. And they couldn't afford my tuition. So I worked at the school and paid my tuition, worked it off. Every day, stayed after school, cleaned the cafeteria, cleaned the halls. Came in on Saturdays, waxed the cafeteria floor, and whatever else needed to be done. Worked through the summertime, painting classroom doors, classrooms. That's what I had to do. Other times I was working at my uncle's gas station, pumping gas on Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., 10 hours a day, for $1 an hour. I got $10 cash at the end of the day. I wasn't even paid minimum wage, which was $2.35 an hour. And I was happy to get that 10 bucks cash. I did what I had to do to make my situation better. And that's what everybody should be doing. You do what you got to do to get your situation better. You work, you become accountable, you become responsible. That's what life is. If you're being a deadbeat out here, you don't need to be breathing the air of everybody else. You're a waste. And I can tell you right now, I know quite a few of them. They don't even need to be here. They don't even need to be on the planet. They're a waste of space, air, and everything else because they contribute absolutely nothing. But you have to work, you have to become responsible, you have to be accountable to be able to get out of the situation and whatever you're in. You want to be a better person, you want to be whatever, to have a few items in life, just to get ahead in life, just to be comfortable. You have to work. You have to work. Nothing is free. Nothing. There is no such thing as free. Because what you think is free is costing somebody else. Somebody is paying for it somewhere. Whatever you're getting for free is being paid for by somebody else or a group of people, either taxpayers, whatever, charities, whatever. It's not free. It's being paid for by somebody. I love how this is one thing that really made me mad about my high school that went to. They tried to guilt you into feeling really bad about homeless people. Um, they were really into the whole, we got to collect cans of food and blah 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 for homeless and all that stuff. And I have no problem collecting cans of food for doing that stuff. I don't have a problem doing that. Okay. There's a lot of people that are out there that are truly homeless for whatever reason. Perfect example is the people in North Carolina that lost their homes from the hurricane, the people in Florida that lost their homes from the hurricanes. I mean, there's a plethora of people out there that have just that due to circumstances beyond their control because of natural disasters that have lost their homes or whatever due to just or the people in California because of the wildfires. um just it's mind boggling, um of all the things that have happened here lately. um and I just so I have no problem with that stuff. I don't have a problem with it at all. What I have a problem with is when you try to guilt me into doing something for the sake of just to make me feel bad. And a good example of this is like I was saying, my high school that I went to. They would say, "Okay, we're gonna have you guys sleep in a cardboard box tonight, just so you could see what it's like for the homeless." So when you come in, bring a box with you, um, and so you can see what it's like. Um, no, I'm not doing that because I don't have to do that. Um, I'm comfortable with where I'm at because I've worked to be where I'm at. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm going to work hard so I don't have to be like that. So no, you're not going to guilt me into feeling a certain way because you think I should. Uh, and besides that, there is probably and I'm kind of estimating here. It's been a while since I've been out on the street, but when I was out on the street, it was about 80 to 85% of the homeless that are out there want to be homeless. Um, they don't want to have a home. They're happy living as they live. Uh, so, and it's a lot, has a lot to do with mental illness. So they choose to live how they live. And there's nothing you can do about it. Um, to try to guilt somebody into feeling a certain way, um, when the majority of them that are out there feel the way that they do, uh, just because that's how they feel. Um, and that's what they want to be and how they want to feel. Um, that's just how that's just wrong to make me try to make you feel that way. Um, so um, you know, I just don't understand why they would do that, other than to indoctrinate. I That's the only thing I could figure. Um, that's wrong too. Brainwash, indoctrinate, all that stuff. I mean, you look at how uh, the Democrat Party is, and that is their main goal. Um, they have absolutely zero policy or anything like that, other than to rule your life in every way possible. And if you go against anything they say, anything they do, you're an outcast. You are uh, whatever, whatever name they can come up with for you. That's you. And I, it has become to the point where I am so damn sick of it all. And I'm not going to be anymore. I'm just going to call them out on it and uh, just say it all like it is. And I don't care. Um, they want to talk about disinformation, misinformation, fact checking, and all that stuff. And, the funny part about it is the only time fact checking ever reared its ugly head, that term never existed until President Trump uh, ran for office. And all of a sudden, they had to fact check him. And I went, wait a minute here. Why are they fact checking him? And when I would do the research on it, the fact checking was wrong. The fact checking was actually lies. What President Trump was saying was right. The fact checking was wrong. And it was in line with what the Democrats were saying, trying to make it sound like they were telling the truth. And I was looking, wait a minute, this is not making sense. How do you fact check somebody when what you're saying is a lie? And it just I knew from there that whenever it had um They were especially like on CNN and MSNBC and all these other libtard websites. They would always have fact checking Trump, and they would have this ridiculous amount of crap, uh, the 42 lies Trump said in his speech and blah, blah, blah. And I would go looking at them and I'm like, no, that's true. No, what he said there is true. No, what he said there is true. And I would just shake my head and just think to myself, you know, how can anybody look at this stuff with any kind of brain and not see it for what it is? And then you got half the United States that does. Talk about insanity. How is it that half this country is that gullible? And then I started thinking about um, the movie Star Wars and the Revenge of the Sith when uh, gosh, I can't. I don't. I have bad recall. Um, I'm sorry to say, uh, and that's uh, unfortunately been uh, medically proven. Um, I'm trying to think. Princess Amidala, is that her name? The one that uh, was a senator or whatever. She said, but her quote was, "So this is how liberty dies under thunderous applause." But anyway, that was her quote, um, and that's exactly what I hear that, and I immediately say it every time. Uh, that's what's happening in the United States. Um, it's people are that gullible. And the Democrats are, I hate to say it, they're masters at it because when you're so evil like they are, uh, and you can lie through your teeth, you can make up stuff about somebody, and it doesn't bother you subconsciously, consciously, or otherwise. You can hurt their reputation, you can do whatever. And just, I mean, just it's just flat out evil. Um, and it blows my mind. It really blows my mind because I mean, I can't do it. I can't lie about somebody. I can't just say stuff and throw it out there and hoping it sticks on somebody. And I just, it just, I can't. I mean, I'm going to call you out if you're wrong. And, these idiots that are in there like now, I mean, no, they're just listening to Schumer and AOC and these morons. They are, oh my God, the stuff they say and have absolutely zero clue on. Um, I mean, y- w- there's times I just sit and laugh because it's the stupidity that comes out of their mouths is like I said, I can't believe people believe this crap. And why would people believe this crap? Um, I was just reading something a little while ago, and the comments people are making about Trump and stuff, oh, he's a rapist and uh, blah, blah, blah. How can you support somebody that's like that and everything else? Oh my God, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? All that stuff's it's been debunked so badly, so badly. And you're going to sit there and tell me this crap? Give me a break. I mean, you're going to sit there and tell me that of all the crap that's on the Democrats, and they are such hypocrites. Hypocrites. They've done so much worse and so much more, and you're going to sit there and call, give me a break and get a life, because the Democrats are, anything that they say about a Republican or about anybody, they've done 1,000 times worse. 1,000 times worse. They spew evil on a constant basis because that's what they are. Don't give me crap about, I mean, I'm not, like I said, I don't like Republicans. I don't like the Democrats. One party, two names. I say it all the time. They're politicians, and the only one that's not is President Trump, and that's the wonderful thing about it all, because he's a businessman. He thinks like a businessman. These people that talk about his mean tweets and his mean this and that and the other. This man is, his mind is going all the time. Businessmen, all they do is think. Okay. That's all they do. Think. And a lot of times they're talking. They constantly talk as well. They're always talking. And when they're talking, a lot of times there's stuff that what they're talking, they talk uh, ideas and stuff come out, and so they're bouncing stuff out. They're talking thoughts out, so they can hear themselves. They hear themselves think. That way, they can kind of get a gauge on what they kind of read people's faces to see what's catching and making sense, and uh, what ideas are good ideas, what ideas are bad ideas, what ideas are um, just they just constantly go. Okay, I've known several businessmen that are like that. That's just how they function, and when they're in that mode, and then they're in that mode most of the time. When if they're especially if they're a successful businessman, they are always in that mode. You can't shut it off. I mean, President Trump, he's probably lucky if he sleeps 4 hours a night. I mean, really lucky if he sleeps 4 hours a night because he just can't shut it off. It just keeps going, 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 going. So, and I understand that. Mine, it's the opposite. I don't have the business mind. My mind is going about you name it, everything else. I mean, my mind's going on about where we are as a country, where we are as a society, where we are as a human race, where we that's mine's just going, going, going all the time too. I can't shut it off. I wish you could see my computer. It's just there's just mm, oh, the notes I have on here are anybody that would see this after I die is probably going would look at it and go, "What the hell is this guy's problem?" Because I just got stuff that is just some people probably might think it's off the wall or just crazy too. Oh, well, I mean, it's just my mind. My mind is constantly it just doesn't shut down and it goes I mean, well, if you're listening to this podcast, you see how I go. I might be, I mean, I'm talking one thing and the next thing I know, I'm off this direction or I go this direction. I don't have a set structure to do, it's not just one thing or whatever. That's how my mind works. But at least too, that what I'm speaking, it's from here and here. It's not scripted. It's not something that's being forced. It's not something that uh, that is being made up and then you're trying to be sugar coated or anything like that. It's exactly this is titled "Real Thoughts" for a reason. It's because it's real thoughts. And, the tagline is real thoughts discussed. There you go. So it's all, I'm whatever's coming to my head, it's a real thought. We talk about it. So that's me. If you like what you're hearing, thanks for sticking around. If you don't, sorry, but hopefully I'm giving you something to think about anyway. Uh, anyway, uh, thanks for sticking around this week and for this episode. Uh, glad that we have a president back in office in the United States of America. This is a wonderful time to be an American again. In fact, my T-shirt, I can't see the bottom of it, but it says American made, and I am 100% American made. My family goes all the way back to 1620. That I'm a 11th generation American myself. So that's a wonderful thing. My dad, bless his soul, before he uh, ended up with dementia, he researched our family, and we go all the way back to 1620. And I mean, he even researched uh, the name of the ship and uh, all that we came over on, our family came over on. And so, yeah, it's pretty cool. We were here, what it was, 156 years before the nation was founded. Think about that. So that's pretty cool. Uh, anyway, appreciate you checking in this week and checking in for this episode. And I will be back uh, fairly soon. Uh, I apologize for not being back sooner. I was very, very ill last week to the point where I was bedridden. Not good. And so it took me a little while to recover from that. And tomorrow I have to go in for a small procedure. So that will be fun. Hopefully that turns out well. And then after that, uh, more examinations and stuff like that. I'm hoping to get my uh, hip addressed and get that fixed because I'm getting tired of having trouble walking because that's not good. Trust me, it hurts. So, but anyway, thanks again, and God bless you. Uh, I really do appreciate when you take the time to tune in and watch and listen. I do hope that it stirs up some thoughts and you enjoy it. Please tell your friends to check me out. If by some chance they might like it, have them tell their friends too, and everything else. So thank you again. We'll catch you soon. Take care of yourselves. And until the next episode, God bless the United States of America. And this is Bob Benham. This has been Real Thoughts with Bob Benham, and we will see you soon. Bye bye.